Hello everyone, my name is Gönül Eyüp and I am a student of English Language Teaching Department in Eskişehir Osman Gazi University. And today's topic is English pronunciation in a global world. It was prepared by me for my instructor to lesson of listening and pronunciation. At first, let's start with the first slide. Here, in the first slide, we see the Future Learn and MOOC. I take all the information from here, from there. You can look at them if you would get interested in this topic. The mentors are Amanda Mentor and Cecilia Mentor. Now we can start with the brainstorming about English pronunciation. At first, what is brainstorming? Is writing down every idea that comes to our mind. And here we should write down the ideas that come to our mind when we are talking about English pronunciation. For example, what is an English pronunciation, what it does bring, and other things like that. For example, we can say an accent, for example, again, American accent, British accent, and there's a New Zealand accent, pronunciations, the letters, the words, and other things like that. That's all is brainstorming. Now we can see three important factors in English pronunciation, which is intelligibility, credibility, and identity. Intelligibility is about understanding, credibility is about trustfulness, and identity is about ourselves, like being a human being. All of them we will see in details in a future. Now another point that I want to mention is pronunciation versus accent. Are they the same thing or are they different in some ways? Let's look at them. Pronunciation is the activity of uttering the sounds of a language. It's the activity of uttering the sounds, but an accent is a particular way of pronouncing the language. It's about pronouncing the language. Pronunciation about the sounds and accent about the pronunciation, and often associated with a region, age group, and etc. So yes, we can say that pronunciation and an accent, they are different from each other. Now we can move on to the intelligibility. Let's talk about it. It's being able to understand the speaker's intended message. How we can say it's about understanding. Another thing that I want to mention is essential for successful communicate. Imagine a people who don't understand anything, who cannot even know how to speak. It will be really difficult to make a communication with him, right? But intelligibility, in the other ways, understanding, make it easy to communicate. Another thing is distinguish some pronunciation features that not determinal to it. It's also the thing that we mentioned here. And then credibility. It has been demonstrated that many accents are perfectly intelligible, understandable. For example, an American English, when they speak slowly, we can understand them. But for example, British accent is really hard to understand. Some accents may be negatively evaluated. Yes, it's really true. So we must giving rise to the yes, and this negative evaluation may give rise to discriminatory behavior. So we must be careful when using an accent. Then there is a rise between the accents. Some people want to speak with American accent, some wants to speak with British accent, and there is the rise between them. Then it's oral communication as a fundamental part of life. Communication is a really fundamental part of our life, and action is essential. Just move on. Next is identity. It's we are. The distinctive qualities or traits that make an individual unique. We are unique. We all have our own identity. So there is a standard British or American type English accent. A lot of persons want to take this accent, but they cannot show their own personal identity with this. It's okay to use your own accent, to have an accent when you're speaking in a foreign language. It's showing you're unique. It means that you're unique and you're an individual person. Some people intentionally try to adopt another accent to construct a different personality. So let me ask you a question. What do you think? Is this true that when we are learning new language, we also bring a new personality? You can write your answers in comment. I will read them. Then there is pronunciation goals and pronunciation features. At first, pronunciation, the goals is extraordinary impact and foster our awareness and becoming an agent of our own English speaking. Then the features is pronunciation impact on intelligibility and credibility. We mentioned it before. Is the compromised listener understanding and speaker's credibility. Again, being understand and speaks in credible way. Then is sharing your English pronunciation. Here is the text that you can read and show me your own and find your own pronunciation. How do you pronounce these words, these sentences? You can share them with a video if you want, of course. Then is share your experiences of English speaking. Let me ask you 4 questions. You can write your answers in comments. The first question is, why do you speak English? Why do we all speak English? I speak English because I will be an English teacher, so it's an essential part of my life, would be. The second question is, could you learn English at school? I couldn't, unfortunately, so I'm learning it at university and by myself. The third question is, have you ever experienced that people speak English differently than you? Let me know. I can say that yes, everyone who around me, they speaks English in a different way than I do. The fourth and last question is, what English pronunciation features are difficult for you? For me, it's words, and these things, you understand. I pronounce them at the same way, actually. It's really hard for me. So now let's move on to the next slide. It's about rhoticity, the pronunciation of the letter R. How you would notice some people pronounce this letter whilst others are not. And it is about accent again. Rhotic is the R pronouncing. They are pronounced R everywhere where it is written. And there is non-rhotic. R is not pronounced at the end of a word or before a consonant. For example, in the example A, we are pronouncing letter R, right. And in the example E, we also pronounce it far and away. But in B, C, and D, the R is non-rhotic, so we are not pronouncing it. For example, far, hard, and R. The non-rhotic are British people, so they're not pronouncing R at all. Here is the historical development of rhoticity. Rhotic with R is the older form and the evidence from spelling. And then it's turned to non-rhotic without R. How you can see in Scotland and Ireland, they are using the rhotic one, while Wales and England, they are using non-rhotic accent. Evidence from geographical distribution, non-rhotic pronunciation spread from the southeast in the 18th century. 18th century is the becoming of non-rhotic accent in England, of course. How we can say non-rhotic is the standard British English, while rhotic is standard USA English. You can see all these pictures and their flags here. A rhotic or a non-rhotic accent. Rhotic is American type, is neutral, and is personal, while non-rhotic is a British type of accent. Here we turn to the end of slide. Here you can see the references. All this here are the old pictures that I used in this presentation. Also, I take all the information from MOOC, from FutureLearn, in the topic English pronunciation in a global world. Then is my comments in this MOOC. So thank you all for listening to me. I hope that it will be a really engaging presentation because I really enjoyed when I was doing that. And also this is all my comments. You can read them. And also this is my comments that had an answer from the mentor, Amanda teacher. Here you can also read our conversation actually. So thank you a lot. I hope that you like it and see you next time. Bye-bye.